Now the more I'm starting to use this troop Leo, the more I am starting to like it. Yeah, it's not as quick as those wham bam crash through the teams you can get, but it's not supposed to be. This is a defensive style troop, and the idea is it makes your team much more resilient and much more harder to defeat at the cost of speed. So if you're okay with that, you can have a lot of fun with this troop and this team I'm about to show you. At the same time, I'll explain why Leo could be the ideal counter to some of those teams, such as this one itself, and those Ferocity, those Finesse teams, those Shabanu Vespera teams, that boost up their team using magic. So here's the team, and the synergy in this team is absolutely superb. And it is a step above the team I showed with Leo in yesterday, which was very defensive but still pretty resilient. This is still very resilient, but it attacks a bit more. It's a bit more of a heavy hitting team. I've got a third Leo team which I'll show tomorrow, which is the most aggressive team so far. So be sure to hit that like and subscribe button to make sure you don't miss out on that, because that's a pretty cool team too. But the way this one works is it's got basically superb synergy. All the troops work so well with each other, it is literally ludicrous. First of all, we've got Celestial Flask in first place using red and blue. Then we've got Leo in second place using yellow, green and purple. So between these two alone, we use 5 out of the 6 mana colours with no mana blocking going on whatsoever. Now what Celestial Flask does, it creates 3 potions of either blue, green, red, yellow or purple, gains an extra turn. Now the only potion that doesn't generate is brown, which is perfect because we don't use brown, which means literally everything that Flask generates we can make use of. But we make use of it in more ways than one. Cunning is on this side, and this gives 4 to all skills on all Raksha allies when matching 4 or more gems. So we got 2 of these guys on the team, so that becomes give 8 to all skills when matching 4 or more gems. And our entire team is Raksha, so literally we get +8 to all skills on all our troops every time we match 4. And that is going to be a lot of times, trust me. With this Celestial Flask, we are going to be matching 4 a lot. So basically, we're going to get buffed up on attack, buffed up on our health and armor, the amount of damage we do. It's going to be an awesome little team. And the cool thing about this kind of teams as well is if you're against one of those teams that jumbles a team around and switches you about, it doesn't affect it that much. If Celestial Flask is top or bottom, you can still collect red, still collect blue. It will still go onto your flask, so you can get it charged up quick. Whoever's up front is still going to have a high attack value because the +8 goes on to everyone. So it's very hard to spoil the way this team works. So the strategy is simple. We get the flask charged up, we cast the flask, we get buffs on +8, and when we're ready, we cast Leo or Cunning. And generally we cast Leo first because Leo does damage boosted by enemy magic, and if we kill somebody by accident almost with Cunning, because that does double damage versus purple, then that's going to reduce the amount of damage that Leo does. So that is the general strategy. It's pretty straightforward. We're going to be in Saurus banner for this, using a +2 red, +1 blue, -1 brown banner from Fang Moor. And we are in Sunspear because we need to be a Raksha. But that Firestorm is going to be pretty useful anyway. We like a lot of red for this team for the benefit of Leo. And the talent trees are going to be Snap Freeze, Insulated, Root Trap, Watery Binding, Deluge, Water Mastery and Aquatic Glory. Those ones further down here aren't actually a lot of use, but it's the Root Trap which is really useful, as well as the Snap Freeze, and just being in Sunspear class anyway, because we need that. We need the hero to get those +8 benefits from Cunning at the same time. So let's give it a go. Alright, let's jump into a few Explore 12s, see what we can do. Now the idea with this is you get the Celestial Flask up as quickly as you can, but the bonus of having the Cunnings in the team is if you're fighting anybody that's purple, and we've got a couple of them here, then they're going to receive a double damage from a Cunning, so that is really good. But we will look to get the Flask up absolutely straight away if we can, so we'll grab some red when it's there. I'm not too worried about those skull hits because the first troop is entangled. We'll cast the Flask, match any of the potions together when they appear, or the flasks even, because all these 4 matches are going to start boosting the team up really high on their stats. No more 4 matches, so we've already gone from 41 damage to 57, and started on 48 on Cunning. It's now on 64, but this will go up even more. We will look to get this up again right away. Lots of red now, lots of 4 matches. All these 4 matches are giving +8 to all stats on the entirety of the team. So we'll cast this again. Take a quick look around. Can just cast it again. We've got blue match at the bottom, but hey ho, more is more. So this should be a really good one. We've got 2 matches there. It looks like there should be some more 4 matches around there somewhere, really. There's so much going on, and there is one there. Alright, I think that'll do. We've got now 145 damage to an enemy and 145 armor boost. Armor gain, sorry, boosted by 78, which is what the enemy has, and our cunning has gone up to 152 damage to an enemy and a random enemy with double damage on purple. So in this sort of situation, you would cast cunning first. Let's got rid of them straight away. We're going to get double damage on purple, so that's going to be serious pain for them. And now we can cast our flask again, see if we get any luck now on yellow. And everybody's boosted up again. This is going to be another 4 match and a ton more yellow. Celestial Flask is such a good weapon, and it's perfect for this team because the only potion colour it doesn't generate is brown, and brown is the only one we don't use. So really cool. And I forgot to show the magic level there, because the magic level on my team would have been through the roof, and this actually makes Leo a perfect counter to teams that generate a load of magic for the team. So I'm looking at you, Shabanu Vespera. I'm looking at you yourself, Celestial Flask and Leo and Cunning. Not so much Leo and Celestial Flask, sorry, just more like Cunning. These Guardian troops that give 4 to all skills, like the Finesse, how it does it on the Finesse teams and things like that. All those troops that give all that magic to those teams, Leo is going to be a really good counter to that, because I'll do the same kind of battle again, and I'll take a look at my magic on all the troops once I've got the damage up to a decent amount, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. I've got no red, no blue. That's a bit harsh. So we'll grab some yellow instead. Grab some red now, and some blue. Now the games can begin. See, even though we're on 61 life now, I'm not concerned, because we're going to get so many 4 matches. We'll actually boost this up to a healthy state quite quickly. No more matches there right now, so we'll take that hit, because our skull damage is going up at the same time. This is going to be a double green, so this is going to be a whole load of green appearing. +8 on all stats, on all allies, every single 4 match. That failed then on yellow, which is unusual, but you have to expect the odd failure here and there. It's gonna happen. That's plenty for them to take out that first troop. Now we'll look for blue if we can. Let's got the flask up again. Cast the flask. Got double yellow. This is going to be a whole bunch of yellow. Loads of stats. Loads of health back on my first troop. Another 4 match there. Another one there. And now we're on 137 damage with our Leo, and we're on 144 damage and double versus purple enemies. So really cool. Now what I was saying earlier about this being a good counter, Leo being a good counter to the troops that give magic, let's take a look here. Like my Celestial Flask has 137 magic, Leo himself has 133, Cunning has 141 on ×2 basically. So with the Leo's spell being boosted by all enemy magic, that is going to be a massive boost. So this is going to apply to all those teams that work similar to this, and there are quite a few of them. The Tauros teams with Ferocity, the Finesse teams, and things like that. This is going to be a superb counter to those kind of teams. And the ones with the Star, she gives magic to a random ally, I think it is. Shabani Vespera, she gives often a big boost in magic to the team as well. So when a Mythic doesn't appear to be absolutely outstanding to everyone absolutely straight away, then often the reason is because it's not just their prime role of a troop isn't just to deal absolutely ridiculous amounts of damage. It can be an ideal counter to another team or another type of team. And things like that besides. So, yeah, I don't think Leo's too bad at all. Yes, it is definitely slower than your typical teams, but he's not a destroyer type troop. He's a defender, and as such, he's a defensive style troop in a defensive style team, which actually can be quite aggressive in the end. It's just slightly slow compared to a lot of other teams, but this team will guarantee you a lot of wins, 100% without any shadow of a doubt. This is a very, very hard to kill team. I mean, for sure, like what will its weaknesses be? Maybe life and death team, something like that. If you got unlucky with a couple of death marks straight away, if they got to cast early. But apart from that, maybe Celestial Flask really stitching you up on the red and blue and just not allowing you to get anything to get going. I missed a couple of 4 matches there. But apart from that, this is going to be a tough team to kill. So once this gets going, it is really, really hard to stop with all those boosts. And of course, you don't need to do it indefinitely. You can just do a normal cast when you've got it available. I'm just doing some of this boosting up just to show how effective it can be. When you get 4 matches like this in multiple places, I always take the ones from the top first. If you take them from lower down, you can easily generate a cascade, which is going to spoil the one at the top. So what we've got now, we'll 145 plus 78. When you've got Cunning available to cast at the same time as Leo in a team like this, you'll always cast Leo first. The reason is, if Cunning kills someone, which it's likely to do because you've got 152 with a boost of 44, which is nearly 200, which is going to be doubled versus purple enemies, they're going to die straight away, which is going to then reduce the power of Leo's spell because it is boosted by all enemy magic. So we'll do that first to get rid of them, and then we'll cast one of these on their purple, so it guarantees we'll get the double damage. We'll get that anyway. We can still get this, no reason not to. Didn't need to do that then. I've got my other Cunning sitting there at the bottom doing 176. It's going to hit her twice, and that is more than enough. So, a really effective team. Works superbly well with Leo. I really like it. But obviously, it's just not as quick as some of the typical teams. But it's not meant to be. This is more a guaranteed win kind of team. When you want to win and you're not worried about it taking a little bit longer. Well, there's a team. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to click that like and subscribe button, because I've got another Leo team coming real soon, which works again in a slightly different way, but it's still really effective. Thanks for watching. Catch you again next time. Bye for now.